Okay, so today we are going to learn second and third normal form. Before that, I would like to rewind something regarding the normalization. So what is normalization? What is first normal form? And then we will see second and third normal form. Basically in exam, I can ask you like what is normalization, explain second normal form, or explain second and third normal form. Or there are some examples also on normalization that is actually useful when you will give GATE exam or some other GPSC exam. But for our college exam point of view, theoretical prospect will be asked more than the example kind of prospect to the students. So, but we will see everything. We will see theory plus example. Everything I'm going to explain you. You don't worry about that. But I'm just sharing with you. Okay, that kind of thing will going to happen. Okay, so you know that what is normalization. Any one of you can please reply me what is normalization, why we are using this normalization. Anyone from you? Fast, please. Who will reply? What is normalization? There are so many students. Trisha, Priyank, Trusty. Anyone replied? Vandit. What is normalization and why there are so less people today? Okay, normalization means to reduce the redundancy or the duplication in database, right? So there are lots of problem occur because of that particular duplication. If you are creating an Excel sheet and if there are so many names which is going to occur again and again repeatedly, so you will going to get some kind of difficulties when you want to modify. Maybe possible at one place you are going to change the data, at other place you are not going to change. If there are duplication in data and you want to delete that particular row, so from one place it is going to delete and other places it will be as it is. So there are so many problems occurs because of duplication of data. So normalization is the process of reducing redundancy among our relation. And if there is no redundancy, there is no duplication, it means it allows insertion, deletion and updation very easily in very efficient manner. So you can see that you can avoid the duplication, you can avoid the inconsistency because of such kind of duplication. But we cannot say that in first normal form we are going to remove all the redundancy. It should be there, but a less amount of duplication. So whenever you will go from one to second, second to third, third to fourth, the duplication amount will going to reduce. So there is one relation which is unnormalized relation. There is no, we can say normalization is applied. Improper relation, you have inserted data, but it is not a proper data, right? So there are, you have to observe how you can convert this relation into the first normal form. So as per your first observation, you can see that this is the item line attribute and which is combined attribute, which consists of item code, quantity and price. Okay. So practically, if you can say that composite attribute, which is not a good thing. Why? Because you cannot remove any single attribute from this list of composite attributes. Suppose I'm having name, which consists of first name, middle name, and last name. So I cannot remove only first name or I cannot remove only last name. The whole name will going to delete, and which is practically not a good thing because required information will going to remove when you want to apply delete on this composite attribute. So your first task is to separate out this composite attribute into the individual attributes, right? So you can easily insert, update and delete the things. Second thing is there should not be a blank field, which is here. So suppose I want to insert a new row, it may be possible in place of inserting here, it will going to insert somewhere else where the space is empty. And this item code doesn't have any order and order number, which is again not look a good thing. So there is again a problem. So what happens, what you have to do in first normal form, you have to fill all the remaining space by copying the same thing, and you have to remove the composite attribute. So these are the two tasks we are doing in first normal form. And the next thing is, as per the rule of normalization, every cell contains single atomic value. Cell means one. You can see here, this is my table, right? This is my table. And this one square of this table, every single square of table is known as a cell. And this cell consists of one value only. You cannot write down 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Every cell consists of one single atomic value. So this is the next thing you have to remember while applying first normal form. Now you have converted your table into the first normal form. You can see here all the field which were blank. Here the second and third row were blank. That is going to fill by applying the duplicate values, duplicate order number, duplicate order date, and these are the values given to us. And you can see here now item line is removed, and all this we can say column or attribute consist of individual attributes. There is no composite attribute is there. The whole table is having single rows and single column. There is no composite kind of attribute. Now this table or this normal form is known as a first normal form, or you can say flat file. There is some amount of duplication will be there, as I told you previously. So you can say here that every normal form is the we can say higher version. Every higher normal form is going to have their own condition, plus it will going to satisfy the condition of lower normal form. So higher normal form or a lower normal form is the subset of the higher normal form. If I can talk about the second normal form will going to satisfy all the condition of first normal form, but plus second normal form is having its own conditions. If I can talk about the third normal form, then you can say that third normal form is going to satisfy all the condition of second normal form, plus third normal form is having its own condition. So every normal form is going to satisfy the condition of its lower level normal form. Now we will talk about the second normal form. Second normal form, you can see here, first condition is it is, or this table should be in a first normal form. It means it is going to satisfy all the condition of first normal form, and there should not be a partial dependency. Partial means a part of dependency, not whole dependency, right? Suppose I am having 4 dresses and somebody likes 3 among that or 2 among that. It means it is partially like the particular dresses, not fully like all 4 dresses. So from a multiple thing you are considering single thing, so that is called partially you have selected that thing, not fully you have selected that thing, or fully you have not accepted that thing, right? So this is called partial dependency. So here I'm having one student table which is having student ID, student name, registration number, branch and address. So student ID is a primary key and it is unique for every row. We can use student ID to fetch any row of the data from the table. Even for a case where student name are same, if we know that student ID, we can easily fetch the correct record. So student ID is a primary key. It is going to fetch the column into the data for any column in a table. But if you can combine student ID with the name, then you can again fetch every column. So here, if we can extend our example, you can see that there are 2 or more columns together act as a primary key. We can create another table subject where we are taking subject ID and subject name. So we are having 2 tables, student table and the subject table. The student table having student ID, student name, registration number, branch and address. And subject table is having subject ID and subject name. From student table and from subject table, we are considering another table or creating another table that is called score table. This score table is going to save the marks obtained by the student in each subject. So you can see here score table. So I'm having score ID, student ID, subject ID, marks and teacher. So student ID and subject ID, it uniquely identify the score in a table. So I cannot, we can say directly ask that what student has scored, because there are so many subjects, so we cannot say that what student are from ID, what student has scored. You can combine that for which subject that particular student has scored, how many marks, how much marks for that particular subject. So you need to combine the student ID and the subject ID, because there are so many subjects and there are so many students. One student has cleared maybe more than one subject. So for which particular subject you are asking for, that you need to give the subject ID. So this combination will going to uniquely identify the row of data into the score table. So this is the many-to-many relationship. So from this, you can say subject ID and the student ID, right? Subject ID and student ID combination will give you the score in that particular subject. Okay. As I told you that one student can obtain for more than one subject, and one subject can be obtained by more than one student. So you need such kind of combination. This is the score table, which is having score ID, student ID, subject ID, marks, and teacher. Here there are teacher is given, or we can say teacher ID and teacher name is given. For example, somebody is for Java, somebody is for C++, somebody is for Python. So there are we can say there is one teacher column is given to us. So here we are having primary key, student ID, and subject ID in the score table, right? So teacher column is only depends on the subject, not the student, because from the student we cannot know that who is the teacher. Yeah, but from the subject column we can know that who is taking the BMS. So you can see that Sejal ma'am is taking the BMS. Who is taking Java? You have some faculty for the Java. Who is taking C++? So you have some dedicated faculty for the C++. But from your enrollment number you cannot find out my name, that this is the enrollment number of Akshat. So from the Akshat enrollment number you cannot say that Sejal ma'am is the faculty or not, right? So this combination is not, we can say, required for identifying the teacher. Only subject ID is enough. There is no need of student ID, but we are having student ID and subject ID combination as a primary key in our score table. But for identifying teacher, you need only subject ID. It means there is a partial dependency. There is no fully dependency on primary key. Now we are having combination of primary key. As I told you that I am having two dresses, right? One and one is of red color, one is of, we can say, pink color. I'm having two dresses. But for example, there is any girl, Mansi, maybe I don't know whether she is in your class or not. Is there any Mansi in your class? Anyone? Reply. Let me check name of girls. Any girl, please tell me your name. Anybody? So I cannot. Are you there or not? You are not responding. Why are you doing like this? Are you able to hear me or not? Are you there, present or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Drashti, are you there, Drashti?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. It means you all are there. Okay, fine. So, for example, I'm having two dresses. One is of red color, one is of pink color. And I brought these two dresses for the Drashti, right? But Drashti likes pink only. Drashti tell me that, madam, I don't want red color dress as a gift. I don't like it. I like only pink color. So this is the partially she liked one dress only. So she doesn't like two dress. So what I want to tell you, if you are selecting one thing from the given set of things, it means you are partially dependent. For example, we are having combination of primary key, student ID, and subject ID. But teacher only depends on subject ID. There is no need of student ID for identifying the teacher name. So this kind of dependency is known as a partial dependency. So whenever this kind of dependency is exists, it means that our table is not in a second normal form. We need to remove the partial dependency. So here what we have to do, we have to split our table and we have to keep one primary key for the teacher and the other primary key for the other table. Here generally what we are doing in normalization, we are dividing the table and giving the things as per the requirements. Now I have divided my table into score table and teacher table, or we can say subject table. Now subject table consists of subject ID and subject name, or you can say teacher name. Here there is one table I have divided into the subject ID or teacher name. There are other examples also given. So you can split your table into two different tables. So partial dependency is removed. Now teacher is having subject ID or teacher ID as a primary key. Now teacher is not dependent on student ID. So this kind of partial dependency we have to remove by dividing our table into further table. You can see here there is one another table I have given to you for your easy understanding. The table is having teacher ID, subject, and teacher age, right? So here we are having combination of keys, primary key, or we can say candidate keys, teacher ID and subject. These two are, we can say, our primary key or the candidate key. A non-prime attribute is a teacher age. You have to identify prime as well as non-prime attribute. So teacher age is a non-prime attribute. If from the student table, if I can take student enrollment number as a primary key, then student name, student address, student city, this all will become my non-prime attributes. So here I can say that teacher ID and subject is the candidate key, combination of keys, uh, and teacher age is a prime non-prime attribute. This table is in first normal form because each attribute has an atomic value, but it is not in a second normal form because non-prime attribute teacher is depend on teacher ID alone, which is a proper subset of candidate key. This violates the rule of second normal form, as the rule says no non-prime attribute is depend on proper subset of any candidate key of the table. To make this table complies the second normal form, we can break the tables like this. So what I'm telling here, teacher age is only depend on teacher ID. Teacher age doesn't have any relation with the subject name. So Sejal ma'am is taking DBMS. It doesn't mean Sejal ma'am. It doesn't mean that Sejal ma'am's age is of 60 years or 65 years old. It doesn't make any difference. Whatever subject I'm teaching, it doesn't define my age. Yeah, but from the teacher ID, you can identify my age, because all the data in database is stored as my teacher ID. Suppose I'm having something teacher ID like IFS 457. So from that IFS 457 or 459 or something like that, teacher ID is given to me. From that teacher ID, you can identify my all the information from the Indus University database. So you can find out my name, you can find out my age, my experience, my date of joining, my birth date. So this is the teacher ID. So our teacher age, this is non-prime attribute and which is depend on only teacher ID. It doesn't have anything to do with the subject, right? But what is the problem here? We are having set of candidate key or set of primary key. This two we are having, which is going to uniquely identify the all other non-prime attribute. But our non-prime attribute is dependent only teacher ID. It doesn't have to do anything with the subject. Now it is partially dependent on the subset of that particular candidate keys, which is not we can say required for the second normal form, which is violation of second normal form, right? So what we have to do, we have to convert this into second normal form. How we can convert? We can convert this into two different tables. The first table is the teacher ID and teacher age. Now my teacher age is fully functionally depends on teacher ID as the primary key. This table is having this key as a primary key, right? And the second table is teacher subject table, and subject is a non-primary key which is fully functionally depends on teacher ID. Yes, from the teacher ID you can find out which subject that teacher is teaching. From my ID you can find out that DBMS in this current semester I have allocated in 10 table, so I'm teaching this subject. So I have divided this table into the two tables. Now teacher age is a non-prime attribute which is depend on the primary key attribute teacher ID. Subject is a non-prime attribute which is depend on the primary key teacher ID, right? So every table is having their own, we can say, primary key here. So now this table is in second normal form after splitting into two tables. So this is the simple example that you can write down while in exam. If suppose I can ask you the second normal form, this is very simple example, very easy, you can easily write down. Now third normal form. So what is the first condition for the third normal form? It is in second normal form. This functional dependency between some non-key attribute. Okay, so what is the problem here? There is no functional dependency between non-key attributes. All keys are fully functionally depends on primary key. If I can consider this roll number as a primary key attribute in the student table is having roll number, name, department, year, and the hostel name. So if roll number is a primary key in the student table, so remaining all keys are, we can say, non-key, non-prime attribute, non-key attribute. So there should not be any kind of dependency between the non-key attribute. From any one non-key attribute, I cannot know the all other or other non-key attribute. If it is happen, it means there is a problem in our relation, and our relation is not in, we can say, third normal form. Again, we have to divide our table into further tables and split our relationship into two other relations. So here, suppose we have given the admission like this in Indus University, we are having more than one hostels, right? For the we can say boys. So if the student are of first year, then we have given the name of hostel as the name of rivers. For example, first year student who are staying in Ganga hostel. Second year student, we can say that they have to stay in Kaveri hostel. Third year student has to stay into the Krishna hostel. Fourth year student we have to allocate into the Godavari hostel. So year wise we have given the hostel to the students, right? So there is a non-key dependency. You can see here. So from here you can say anybody knows. Where are the first year students staying? So you can say that the first year they are staying in Ganga hostel. Who are staying in Kaveri hostel? You can easily say that second year student are staying in Kaveri hostel. But these two are the non-key attribute. It is going to change. Suppose now I want to shift third year student into Kaveri hostel, I can easily shift. So these two are the non-key attribute. But from this non-key attribute, you can easily identify who are staying in Godavari hostel. You can see that fourth year student. If I can ask you where are the fourth year students staying, so you can see that Godavari hostel they are staying. So there is a non-key dependency. From year you can find out the hostel name, and from hostel name you can find out the year, which is the violation of third normal form. As per the rule of third normal form, all the non-key attribute has to fully functionally depend on the primary key, and that is the roll number, right? So what we have to do, we have to split our relation into two tables, and we have to create a primary key for one primary key for these two tables, and that is going to depend fully functionally on primary key. So here we are, what we are doing, roll number is the primary key for the student one table, name, department and year is going to depends on this student one table. And for second table, what we are doing, year and hostel name. So year is a primary key for this table. Now we have created our one table into the two different tables, or we can say that we have splitted our relationship where there is one primary key for each table, and all other non-prime attributes are fully functionally depends on this primary key of the table. Now this table is in third normal form. There is no non-key dependency. From name you cannot find out the department, because there are so many, we can say Rohit studying in other department, also maths department. There are so many Gopal who are studying in other different department. There are so many duplicate names. From the year also you cannot find out that first year it means physics department, it doesn't mean physics department is having second year also, third year also. Yeah, but student roll number gives you all the detail about that student. Yes, this is the roll number of this student, and he is from this department, and he is right now studying in this year. So there is a roll number which is primary key, and all other known key attribute depend on this roll number. And there is a year which is primary key. So I can see that hostel name is fully functionally depends on year. Today I'm going to complete this, I mean third normal form. Then next lecture we will see fourth normal form and fifth normal form, and then we will see some example of the normalization. I'm going to stop today. You just write down your enrollment number in chat box.